Hope you're having a lovely day and you're searching for another recipe. This is the Majestic Cupcakery.
Geometric cake arts are really big at the moment, so I'm going to show you how quick and easy they are to make. You want to start off with the geometric mould. I got this off Amazon and it's literally going to do all the work for you. You then need about 100 grams of white chocolate. This is going to be the outside shell for the heart, so using white means you can colour it whatever colour you want. You could even use white candy melts if you preferred. We then have the cakes for the inside. I'm using leftover cupcakes, but you could use leftover cake if you have any. Any flavour will do the job, it just depends what you would like them to taste like. I then have some leftover buttercream as well. Again, use whatever flavour you like. You need roughly about 1 tablespoon of it, not that much really. I've then got some sugar flare coloured gels here. Any coloured gel will work just as well. I've got them in the colour Great Violet and Pink. You can be as creative as you want here and pick the colours of your choice. You'll need 2 brushes as well. One's going to be for making a pattern, and the other's going to help you get into all those little cracks in the mould. And finally, 2 spoons to help you divide the chocolate into the moulds. I've just gone ahead and melted the chocolate in the microwave. You want to make sure you do this in short bursts so you don't burn the chocolate. 30 seconds at a time works just fine. This might seem a little weird, but I'm just taking the Great Violet colour and just adding the tiniest amount to my chocolate. What this does is it takes a bit of the yellow tinge out of the white chocolate, because when you microwave it, it does develop like a yellowish colour. By adding a violet colour, it kind of like tones it, the same as if someone had bleach blonde hair and uses a purple shampoo. Works the same way, but we're using chocolate. This also works really well for buttercream too, just a tip. I don't know how well this shows up on camera, but you might be able to tell that it's more white than yellow now. You want to get yourself a little bowl so you can colour some of the chocolate. The designs you are doing will depend how much chocolate you colour. For the designs I'm doing, I'm taking about 4 to 5 teaspoons. Then take the colour of your choice, which in my case is pink, and just stir that around until you achieve the colour you want. Add in more or less if you want it lighter or darker. I'm then picking up a thin brush that I think I got from a craft shop, and this is what I'm using to paint on one of the patterns. You want to take your coloured chocolate and we're going to make a spotty effect on the heart. So dip in your thin brush and lightly dab it in the mould to create a little spot. Repeat this until you've got as many spots as you want. Remember to put some on the side so the design's not just in the middle and you've got it round the outside as well. As you can see, I've done this pattern on 2 of the hearts, so let's move on to the next design. Taking some more of your coloured chocolate, you want to take about half a teaspoon. And what we're going to do is put it in one of the moulds in kind of like a stripe, going up the sides a little bit too. We're going to be adding the white chocolate in this so it creates a pinky white stripy pattern. It's hard to explain, but it looks super cool. So make sure when you're adding the coloured chocolate you leave gaps for the white chocolate to peek through. Then in goes the white chocolate to cover up any gaps in the mould. I like to put the white in while the coloured chocolate is still wet, just so it blends together a bit better, but you could always set it first if you wanted to. Take your big brush to make sure you're getting all those little areas you might miss in the mould, and so it's got a nice even coat over it. And for the final design, we're going to keep it plain, so grab some of the white chocolate, about 2.5 teaspoons, go in again and get your big brush and begin to spread that out. It then wants to go in the fridge for about 10 minutes to harden up. Once it's hardened, you can then add the white chocolate to the spotted pattern. The reason we don't do this when it's wet is because it'll smudge and then we won't end up with the design we started off with. Put that back in the fridge for 10 minutes just to let that set up. Once it's out, we're going in with a little bit more chocolate. This is just to thicken certain parts so it doesn't crack when you unmold it, and to fill in any bits that you didn't realise you'd missed when it were wet. Then back into the fridge it goes for another 10 minutes to harden that up. While it's setting up in the fridge, we're going to make our filling. So you want to grab the cake of your choice and add that to a bowl. Because I'm using cupcakes, I'm going to take the wrappers off of 3, which I found is the perfect amount for 6 hearts. Then going in with your fingers to break that all up. You want to get it so it's into fine crumbs. This way when you put it into the mould, it presses down better and prevents any gapping inside. You're now ready to add the buttercream. I take about a tablespoon of it and mix that into the cake crumbs. You could add more, but I've found that it gives it quite a mushy feel when you're eating them. With just 1 teaspoon, it kind of keeps it more cake-like. It also makes it easier to mould and it holds its shape instead of crumbling. Don't be afraid to get your hands in there, you want to make sure it's all thoroughly mixed in. You'll be able to tell when it's ready if you make a ball and it stays together. If not, don't worry, add some more buttercream. At this point our chocolate mould should be nice and hard. And you just want to take the cake filling you've just made and press that into each one, making sure there's enough room at the top to add a layer of chocolate to seal it. Go ahead and repeat that until they're all done. And last but not least, add some melted chocolate to the tops and spread that out. This doesn't have to be neat at all. When you pop them out of the moulds, you can break off any excess chocolate that's around it. Just make sure that it's not too thick or you will struggle to cut it off and they won't be very neat. As long as you can't see any cake peeking through, you know that they're ready for the fridge. You want to set these in the fridge for at least an hour. This makes sure they're super set and you don't run the risk of them being not ready and not coming out of the mould properly, so the longer you leave them the better. Once they're out of the fridge, you'll be able to tell that they're super set and ready. So the moment of truth, let's unmold them and see what we've got. As you can see, the excess chocolate just breaks off. And if there's any little bits you want to neaten, just take a knife to do that. Please use a smaller knife than I did, this will be a lot easier. So this is our first design. I think it's super cute and just adds a little something special to it. And this is our second design that I also think is adorable. I'm going to finish them off with a drizzle of melted chocolate to show you a different way you could decorate them. And sprinkles, because obviously how could we not? If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I'll put sprinkles on absolutely everything. And a bit of glitter to be extra. If you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe to see new videos weekly? I'll see you all next time. Bye!